Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here with my daily video, and it is Friday. So happy Friday. We are going to have, it's like a block day. I have block after block after block to show you. And I found something that I told you I was going to look for. So yes. So first of all, we have the Socialites is today, and that's our sew along that a block comes out every week with the Fat Quarter Shop, and they all have a title. And so today's they called Blessed. And so this is the block. I did it with my Morrison Park. I think it looks really pretty. It's very, I could see like a whole quilt where you could rotate like this, like the next one next to it. So you get, maybe you did it in two different colors where these would be the connectors and it would make this cool design. I really like it. I want to show you the back of this one because it is all pressed open. And so well, not all of it, but not all of it, but a lot of it is pressed open. So I thought you might like to see that. We scoot in here close. So the units, these two units were not pressed open, but then when I put, so the first seams were, first units, the smallest units were not pressed open, but then when we put these together, this was pressed open, then sewing these two units together, pressed open, and then this unit to this unit, pressed open. So that's what it looks like on the back. If you're interested in that, it does help some people to sort of line up those points. So there it is, my Blessed block. So I'm going to use the theme for that, for us to share some quilts. Share something that you've given to someone else as like a hug, like a big hug. I did these little quilts, these two little quilts, quite a long time ago and they weren't like hugs don't have to be something that's serious. You can give hugs because you miss somebody. And I have a niece who lives across the country from me, and she has a little girl, and I've never met the little girl because I haven't been across the country since she was born. So I made this and the second one for her cousin because they're about the same age. So this was the hug that I did one time, and they're just squares with some borders. And when you use like a charm pack, the squares look really good together, and so you could do these little small quilts like this. It would, I don't know how many are there, you can count them, but it's like you could just make a quick little hug for somebody, a hug quilt. So share that over at my community page, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook, or if you're not there, just tell me about it in the comments down here, because I'd like to hear what kind of hug quilts you have given and done. All right, next block. If you didn't watch the other day, if you didn't watch, what was it? Yesterday? No, Wednesday. What day? This is the charity block. The first, you do several of these. The pattern is out for the first row of the charity quilt along, and because I don't want you to miss out, normally this comes out on the 1st and the 15th. For this month, because of the delay, we're just doing the one, and it was released on Wednesday. So this is the block, and I will show you the back of this one now for those of you who like to see that. So come in. This one was not pressed open, although it would probably be a good candidate for that. So things were just pressed to the side as often as possible to the dark, and then assembled. So there you go. Another one for you to work on. I don't know how many of you are going to be doing the charity quilt along, but it is to benefit Make-A-Wish. So that is a great organization that Fat Quarter Shop and Moda Fabric support together with donations, and then all of our donations go into that, and then the quilts that are auctioned go into that. So you have a great big wonderful pool of money that supports like 4 to 5 family wishes, which is amazing. All right, we got the Hope, the block a day. Today I went with bees. Look at the little bees. So I can't wait to see. I actually think we saw a bee the other day. We have somebody with beehives, like the boxes in their yard just up the road, and so we get these, well, I call them honeybees. I don't know their technical name, but I like the big fat bumblebees that look more like this. This is an older fabric, and I think it was a Macao, which is a British made fabric. So it's not really that common, that manufacturer here in the US. And I put the cat in the middle. So I've now got the two rows sewn back there, and then I'll sew this for the start of the third row. Perfect, right? Perfect, yes. The blue blocks are coming along, so I had to give you an update on them. Up. So I've just sort of layered some of them there, and I've got two more to sew. Like here's the stack. I've got this stack, and then this one, which is partially sewn. And then here's another one I did. Remember the buckle fabric? I did. Whoops! Oh, I'm showing you the back. I'm looking at it thinking, why does that look so good? I can see the front. So here's the buckle fabric that I used on another quilt. I think it goes right side. There you go. We'll get it. I really like this fabric here. This is an old cotton and steel, I think, when they were with a prior company. So it's long gone, but I have still a little bit. I'm just stretching it out. I have a little bit left. Enough. I didn't cut it up yet. I'm just saving it. It's like, oh, I really like that one. Okay, now I have, let's talk about those little half square triangles. Do you remember these that I talked about? So when I do the sew and flips, these are cut off. So like sew and flips are, if you're not doing the hope blocks, they're the corners of the hope block and many other blocks that we do. But you will, sew the square on here and then trim away the back. I want to do something with these. Well, two things I went in search of just for you, just to show you. First, I found the little stars. Do you remember I mentioned the little stars? Well, do you also remember the other day when I said I sorted all of my miscellaneous blocks and put them sort of by color into these bags, and then I have them up on the shelf here, like in there I have all of these, so that when I get a miscellaneous one, I can go put it in a bag that it's sort of grouped with. Well, I was smart. I put all those little stars in there. So these stars, let's just see, because this was done from the Christmas fig quilt. When we did the Christmas fig quilt along, and I did the blue and white one, all of these half square triangles came from that. So I made the little stars. Now these stars, these blocks, these half square triangle blocks they're 1 inch. So that means this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 inch square, right? It's just simple math. You have two 1 inch squares. What does that make? Ding, ding, ding. Time's up. This is a 2 inch square because on each side there's 2 star points. So this is a 2 inch square, a 1 inch square, a 1 inch square, finished sizes. So I made a whole bunch of these because I thought this is where I thought this would make a darling quilt of just all of these guys. Ding ding, look how many I have. And then I have this whole stack, which are sewn, but they're not trimmed. They're not trimmed down, I don't think. A couple of them, like that one, looks like it's trimmed, but they're not all trimmed. So this is, and then, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10. So that would make, a decent little wall hanging. But if I got all of these done and just kept them all together, then this little star quilt would be really cute, rather than taking these blue ones and incorporating them with my miscellaneous colors that are coming from multiple other projects. So I might still just keep all of this together. I was using kind of a beige or an off-white, and who knows, I didn't save that fabric with it, and I can already see, like if you just look at these two, these are two different white. This is more cream and that one's more white. So that's fine. That's what it'll just be the random background colors. So I think I will definitely keep those together because they do look really sweet, and I guess depending on how many that makes, that would be the size of the wall hanging. Okay, what else? What else did I mention? I said that one of my projects, I kept all of those and put them into a little mini quilt or a mat. here it is. I found it. And this is the vision I have for these, with sort of a maybe making it more, I don't know, it can't be really rainbow because these aren't planned that well, but could make some sort of design. And these are all 1-inch squares. There are 81 in here because it's 9 by 9. If you had 100, it would just be, 10 by 10, which would be, just take one of these borders away, and that's how wide the 10 by 10 would be. So 10 by 1, so it's 10 inches, right? So it's small. It takes a lot of these to make any size quilt. But I can envision a wall hanging, maybe even up to lap size, of all of these tiny little 1-inch triangles. So that's what's in my brain, is this with all of these versus some other design. I just love the simplicity of this, and thinking I can do some sort of color washes, just playing with the colors. So there you go. That is what I was thinking about. So let me tell you one other thing I did the other day, and I would like you to go out and take a look at these updates I did to the website, and then I'll show you my finish. First of all, I went to our project page at my project website, I Love to Make Quilts. Here's a picture of what that looks like when you go to I Love to Make Quilts, which is the website you download the Wednesday block on. There is all the projects listed, and I have current ones first, and then some sort of information pages, and then prior ones after that. So you can go see what's going on. Then I went and updated the cross stitch page with what I'm currently working on. So now I have that updated, and here's what the cross stitch page looks like. I went to my gallery, which is where I put the finishes, and I put some of the stuff that's coming up I listed, and I put some of the photos in. So the gallery is done. And I went to the page that I developed for novels that talk about quilts, knitting, cooking, and I added some things there. So if you have other novels that aren't listed, mostly what I'm listing is like the author. So if you have an author that is not there, leave me a comment, and I will update that, because that's fabulous. Those books are so fun for those of us who are makers. We love to just go and read about whether it's quilts are through the book, or knitting is through the book, or cooking. It's like they're just fun. So very light reads. So these are not pattern books. These are novels that have quilting in them, and the author's links. Okay. I hope you go check all those things out. It took like a whole day to go through and update and get everything ready there. There's always that sort of back office stuff that has to be done. So I got the quilt done for my sister-in-law's daughter, who's having her first baby. This is just a panel, but I added the teal border. I just felt, at first I didn't think teal would be good, because I thought, oh, there's so much teal in it, but I really like the teal. It's light, it's not dark. And then I decided to add a solid gold solid gold outer border, because the panel had the yellow inner border. That's what it came with. So I mimicked that with a gold binding. There we go, that's the word. And then the backing I used was very old Amy Butler, these peach and turquoise dots, which I had been hoarding, and finally decided, you know what? I can't hoard everything forever. So I will put it on there. I still have a nice piece of it left for myself to put into something else. So this has to get a few baths, wash it up, and then I'll send it down, because her baby is due this month. Yeah, March. Yeah, so probably before the 20th. That's my dad's birthday, so we know and it's also her grandmother's birthday. So, but we figured her due date is sooner than that. So, and then I added, so my project page, which you can download from my website, from the project website, I Love to Make Quilts. You can download this. I added that I did the baby quilt. I want to get credit for this, so I added it. And now I have to figure out which quilt, probably the flower quilt. I have it on the top there, the flower quilt, and then the Florida bed quilt, or vice versa, one or the other. Those are the two next to get binding on. So I'm doing really well. I've done 3 of the bindings, and we are, you know, whatever day of the year, this is the 12th, so of this month. That's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that progress. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 more things of UFOs on here, which that's a lot, but who knows? Who knows? I might get it done. All right, my friend. There you go. This is Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. So I love you. Mwah. See you online.